Welcome, Aquarius. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your new moon in Sagittarius reading. The new moon will occur on November 30th and or December 1st, depending on where you are in the world. This is going to focus in the area, your natural area of activity, which is hopes and wishes for a humanitarian community, a better world. This is this is a general reading. If you're interested in a personal reading, information for that is in the description box below, where I'm featuring a half-off sale. And thank you to all of you who are participating in that. So let's get started with your overall energy, Aquarius, for this full moon. The Lord of Swords is similar to the King of Swords in other decks. This is one of your strongest superpowers. This is one of your cards. This is an air sign energy that emphasizes your ability to communicate, to be open to new ideas, to promote big ideas. You're in a position of facilitating new ideas, innovations, new opportunities, alternatives on a grander scale in a way that is impacting your larger, I would even say, global community. But this can be your regional team, your national connections, your international connections as well. Perhaps a place where you are convening a conversation, a discussion, or even a discourse you're contributing to. Part of your value in this area of leadership is your ability to be curious, to open up a discussion, to invite feedback, to listen without judgment and without an agenda. So you're a mistress or a master of the free think, the uh, thought, uh, thought, I can't think of the expression, the brainstorm. That's what I'm thinking. You are the brainstorm. You're the mistress or the master of that. So this moving forward in the month of December, quite likely, and in your 10th house, the way in which others see you, your presence in the community, the Nine of Jades, the Nine of Pentacles, absolutely emphasizes your autonomy as an individual. You likely are independently minded, economically independent, certainly spiritually independent. This does not mean you are a bachelor or you are single. It means that you take pride in knowing your path, having a vision, having goals, having experience, and being able to manifest in accordance with what serves you. This is a beautiful vision of the cultivation of your own garden, your own resources, and the complete enjoyment of who you are, what you can produce, and what the direction that you move in. In the first house of your perspective, we have the Servant of Cups. And this is almost a complete other side of this phenomenal ability to speak from a place of authority and of openness to the truth, the pursuit of the truth, the pursuit of justice. This indicates that this is intimately tied up with your own exploration and discovery of your talents, your gifts, your emotions, being able to articulate, identify those emotions and feelings, articulate those in a way that gives rise to your creative ability. There's also a way in which you have come to be aware that it isn't simply enough for you to be an independent actor on the world stage, that it is important that you have mechanisms in which you care for yourself, you take care of yourself. You, in that way, caring for others can provide a similar benefit to you, where you are able to simply listen to be there to support others, to guide others through your example in the world without needing to direct or instruct or um, uh, tell others what you think. Advisement is more in the way of allowing yourself to be a sounding board. But this is also your opening up and discovering a softer side to yourself, a side that gives love, but also is desiring to receive love. In the fourth house, the house of your home, your family, your foundation, the Eight of Cups is describing perhaps your sense that you've learned all you can learn from whatever domestic environment, home environment, or base that has served you for some time. This can be specific to relationships where you are not anxious to end relationships. However, you feel ready to meet a challenge that is going to take you far afield. You feel up to the challenge of being moving into an area of significant growth for you, of significant contribution. This feels like a goal that you were made for, and you've needed to uh, learn from those who from whom you've surrounded yourself. This can be literally a home or a family situation. This can be just the intimate environment that you've cultivated for yourself as a means to do the work that you do, to have a professional presence in the world. But that is something you now recognize you must break with in order to climb this new mountain that you've identified. And in the seventh house, the house of your significant relationships, we have the Two of Swords. It feels like you're ready to make a move in a new direction. There's a lot here that shows you shifting into a more public experience, which doesn't mean that you are severing all ties. It mostly is about making the choice that you know is right for you, the choice that helps you live your truth, that helps you experience your personal justice, harmony, to take credit for what you have earned, to claim that. And there feels like a tug of war here for you. Not so much in the path that you know is right for you. That is an intuitive soul decision you've possibly already made, you already know, but it's about the consequences of this choice you're making that is going to take you away from those relationships that you perhaps have taken for granted, but that are valuable to you. This can mean the impact that your choice is going to have on others in a way that makes you anxious. As one who is giving love uh, through particularly the work that you do that supports others to do the best job possible in your professional arena, you are concerned about the impact, the result of your moving off in this new direction. I might add, this is already a choice that you've made, and your soul is already preparing you for this, has been preparing you for a long time. So, this card is really about getting as much information as you need to get so that you are informed about the impact of the choice that you're making, the choices you're making, and recognizing that doing what's best for you can be hard. You're not taking the easy path. You're not sitting back and enjoying the bountiful garden of abundance that you've created for yourself. You're using that energy to move forward in a way that will advance more people, that will open up the possibility of new progressive innovations in the world. So, this is about just a relaxing into the choice that your soul has already made, knowing that you're already intuitively moving forward on that path. I'm going to pull an oracle card and hope this reading is resonating for you, Aquarius. If so, please like this video. Please share this with others. Comment if you are so inclined. I always love reading your thoughts. And subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. And I pulled the Guilt card. I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. And that really feels like it's following right up on this concern about choices you're making, decisions you're making, uh, directions you're heading into that you feel are some form of abandonment or severance from people who you believe need you. And of course, this is a whole conversation in and of itself. This is about being a strong person, being a knowledgeable person, and seeing the impact that what you offer, what you produce has on others. But you must believe that there are so many more that can be served by what you know and what you do in the world, and that those you have impacted are impacting in the present moment have already benefited from the work that you do. You must trust that and have faith in that. Guilt is simply holding you back. That's what's causing the anxiety, that you're moving ahead and perhaps you don't see others moving ahead in the same way. You have to uh, have trust in the impact, the choices, and the actions of others. Trust that, like you, they can make best decisions for themselves. You don't want to foster any kind of codependency in your willingness to help others. And the first house, the Servant of Cups, is clarified by the Four of Swords. You find this softer experience, this discovery, this real joy in your freer, more liberated nature, and in private, in retreat. This is kind of a necessary pause that you are aware you must take at this moment. It almost feels like in the middle of a storm, you're needing to step back a bit and to not only recognize the progress that you've made, the obstacles you've overcome, but the importance of the lessons you've learned so that you become grateful for the position you're in, the choices you have that could only have been possible because of the hardships you overcame. This becomes your spiritual foundation, and the way that you activate that is by giving yourself the space, being in stillness, taking care of your needs in the moment, not waiting for someone else, not depending on that yoga class or that massage therapist to for your appointment or their vacation time that is somehow affecting you. This is space that you can always take and that you must take in this moment to simply feel the feelings you're feeling as a result of the actions taken. Your feelings, your emotions are your validation of what is best for you. And if you don't allow yourself that care, you're not feeding yourself, you're not nurturing yourself, you're not appreciating yourself. In the fourth house, the house of your home, the Eight of Cups is clarified by the Sun. There's something about the opportunities, this leap you're taking out away from what is familiar that is allowing you to pursue the truest experience of who you are, your absolute authenticity. This is a liberation, despite the fact that to others, this may seem like an advance in your work, greater responsibility, more uh, more action that can be nothing but burdensome and oppressive. You experience this in living your mission, living your purpose, and that is liberating. Actually stepping into the gifts that you've been given to support the work that others are doing, to bring the joy, the playfulness, the creativity to the phenomenal work you're doing, and to remind everyone of how important this work is and why it's so important to keep generating this effort with joy, with love. You can't do this work feeling oppressed and worn down and angry and guilty and resentful. You best do this work. You're willing to make the sacrifices that are necessary because you know that this is a form of liberation, a form of joy, a form of validating that we live in a world, an abundant world, where there's enough for everyone. In the seventh house of your partnerships, the Two of Swords is clarified by the Five of Swords. There is a partnership, perhaps style. This may refer to your experience of deep connection in which you are almost uh, inured to resistance. You almost expect others to balk at your suggestions, to uh, make light of your contribution, or to find fault with uh, your ideas or your approach to something. Certainly to your belief and expression of the need for assistance. You're certainly clear enough to listen to the feedback you get, even when you know it is coming from fear, the fear of others, that they are not smart enough, they don't understand you, they don't get where you're going. They're fearful of the world that you're moving towards, perhaps for any number of reasons. You recognize that people give response, feedback, criticism that isn't always intended to be constructive, not because they're necessarily bad people, but because they are fearful. They don't understand your ideas. And you have the vision to forgive them, and that's important because part of your own healing is the ability to forgive. You can't forgive yourself if you're not forgiving others. And that feels to be the import of a lot of the your interactions right now. In order to move forward, you must forgive others for their unintentional harm, even if it's intentional harm, and yourself for allowing this to hold you back. In the 10th house, the Nine of Jades is clarified by the Lovers. Yeah, this is all about you choosing you. And it's a hard thing to do. It's a hard thing to do in our world, to choose the things that align with our vision, with our deeper sense of connection to our best selves, to pursue those dreams that seem impossible to others and probably seemed impossible to you at various points in your evolution. But you are less daunted by the possibility of your dreams and more encouraged by the connection you have with others who are willing to do the work that you envision as uplifting the world, the environment in some way. I'm going to finish off this reading, Aquarius, with flora and fauna of Africa, and hope this has been useful to you. If you're enjoying this content, I will be posting a video one way or the other um, for more content that you might enjoy. And I pulled the pangolin, and the keywords are boundaries. It's an unusual looking, kind of Komodo dragon looking thing. Don't hide from your emotions. Dig deep and discover your true inner self. Protect yourself with healthy boundaries. Thank you so much, Aquarius, for this reading. Until next time, namaste.